How's it going, Tim?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hanging in there.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Guess I'm the first guy on the spot, huh?
you are. You are. That's okay.
Well, I wanted to know if it was working, that's why.
You want to what?
I wanted to know if I could do this. I've never done it before, so the
Oh,
Zoom
yeah.
thing.
You haven't had to do a Zoom meeting or anything like that?
I have not.
I never had to until we got called off of school, and I had to start learning how to do it.
Yeah, Well,
It's
they should be old hat to you now.
starting to.
Yeah,
It's been easier.
good.
Yeah. Let's see. I make sure I didn't mess this up. What else? Should be more people on here. Oh. It's in the wrong link. Let's see. All right, we got a couple on here.
There's 18, Bob.
How come I can't see anyone?
We're hiding.
I know.
I can see you.
No, we don't see you.
I see you listed, but I don't see a little panel.
People have to turn on their cameras.
Oh, they don't have to turn on. I mean,
If
it's still your name will pop up as long as you
Are you on
join.
grid view?
Huh?
Are you on grid view?
No, I am. I don't know. It's just different. It looked different than last time. Who knows? It's all right. All right.
And I don't know how to switch my name. Since I'm on Tom's computer, it says Tom, but it's really me.
Well, we see you, so we got you.
Okay.
What I'll do is, for now, I'll just mute everybody. And then once I'm done going through everything, it's going to take me a little while, we'll go through any questions. And I'll leave that chat open, the chat window open. So if you have a question, go ahead and throw it up on there, like an immediate question. If I am talking about something and you have something to interject or throw at me, just go ahead and type it in the chat. That way we just don't have a bunch of people randomly yelling at me. Which you guys don't, I know you don't. All right. All right, let me make this bigger so you don't get as many people as possible. I know several can't make it, but for the most part, 15, 16, there's about 30 of us total. If you count coaches, sub-coaches, PT, Evan, myself, stuff like that. Yeah. The only one I don't know who's there is the one that just says iPhone. I don't know who that is. So that'll be someone I'll figure out. That's the only thing to figure out. No, I have not decided which pace groups are on Tuesday and which pace groups are on Thursday because I need to find the size of the group. Now, I do have a couple coaches who asked if they have a preference. They have a preference because of work or something else. And if that's something that's going to be an issue with you, a big issue, just let me know. You can send me an email, text, whatever, and I'll try to accommodate that on the Tuesday, Thursdays. Like Mary Jo, her big haircut day is Thursday, so I'm gonna try to move her to Tuesday and see if she can work with that. So if you're something like that, work or something else really gets in your way, um, shoot me an email or text, and I'll see if I can, if it's the wrong day, move it around or something. It's not that hard to do. I just need to see the numbers of the people so I can space out the people enough. All right. But yeah, I made slides for this so I stay on track because we only have like 40 minutes and I'm afraid I'm gonna go way over. Who's raising their hand? Why does it say Michael raises? I don't know. The timer's still on 6:30. I have it up here. I'll go over it. All right, so let me go over it because you already gave me questions and I'm gonna go over it. So everyone can see my screen, right? I'm screen sharing. See screen 2, you see the little PowerPoint. I did all that myself. I'm proud of myself. No, I do it all the time. It's stupid. Anyway, so first thing, I'm going to do this every Sunday with the entire program. Doing it with the remote training, I found it's a lot easier to go over their plans, their training, and everything when they're all the ones that all show up, because those are usually the ones that really are into it and care. Not that some people have to miss Sundays, some people do, but for the most part, a lot of these people are the ones who are into it. And so they ask questions and we can clear things up in these Zoom meetings rather than me sending out an email, because you guys aren't on my end of the email and I get like 5 or 6, 7, during the next day about workouts, what to do here. So it's just, I think these Zoom meetings are a little easier. I'm going to record them and then post them up on the Training Tilt that I'm going to show you in a little bit, the platform. So even if someone couldn't make a meeting, they can still watch it. And I'll send it out in an email too, like I do with the remote training. I know a couple of, like Linda is doing the remote training, and Jody, and a couple of you are in remote training that are going to be coaching, so you kind of already knowing the basics with that. But I'll be doing that instead of a weekly email. Do you have to be at it? No, you don't. If you have something going on, you don't. But if you wanted to stay up to date and not have to watch it later, by all means, come on into the meeting. It's fine. I'm doing it just to go through the week and any updates I'm giving and stuff like that. This is going to be more of a classic training program. I'm kind of modeling this after how I was training before I got into marathons. When I first got out of college, I would train, for anything from a 5K to probably 25K with my training. With the long, we're going to still do a decent long run on the weekend. Probably get up between 14, 16 miles. Mileage, I'm going to make 3 plans. I want to make a intermediate plan, which is going to be the basic plan for everyone that you kind of are familiar with. Then I'll make a more mileage plan for maybe somebody out, some of those people that want to do a little bit more mileage. And then we'll do our low mileage plan that we always do too. Figure that helps people choose. They can still be in your group if they're doing an advanced plan, like a higher mileage plan or an intermediate plan. They can still be in your group. It'll just be more of the same of what they're doing, kind of, or maybe a rest day they'll be running again. And that's not a reason they can't be in the group. The low mileage plan, or the novice plan, as I call it, that will have to be in the low mileage open pace group. It's just you can't coach 2 different, plans with people. And they're vastly different. So we have to, separate that. Right now, there are no races that I know of until October. The only one is the 24-hour event, right? 24-hour event. Talking to Mike MacArthur, we might try to bring up his race just for our training group and maybe do the fundraiser he wanted to do, but invite just our training group to do his race, and he'll set it. He already has everything set up in that. We would just maybe need to bring in our timing, and we could do that really low budge and maybe charge like $10 and not get a t-shirt or anything, but it would be a race. So I told Mike maybe the end of September, I'm going to get together with him and see what we can do. October, we got our fingers crossed for like either McQueen's or Racing for Recovery, doing something like that, hopefully. And then I talked to Todd Germana today, who is the race director at for Churchill's. He still hopes the 14th. Again, he's waiting. You know how it is. All of you know how it is, so I don't need to get into that. We're just waiting, hopefully. But we're going to try to do something if we can't find races. We're going to try to get something going. And we'll get into that a little more too. 2 meeting days. We will do Tuesday, Thursday at the track, and we're going to split it like we did Bowling Green, and even split that a little more if we have to. Depends on the numbers. Right now, the numbers aren't high because there's no races out there. People are afraid to do anything. So we're hovering around 100 right now. We had 140 in the remote program. I'm thinking we're going to have around the same. So we're going to have about half of what we had normally. So if we get really low numbers, I don't know. We'll see what we have to do. Some of you, I might have to say we don't have a group for you, but we'll still get you somewhere to run if you want. I don't know if everyone here that's volunteering. But we will meet on 6:30 p.m. our normal time until we lose daylight, and we'll probably be off the track. That's a ways down the road. But then Saturdays will be our 7:30 time until we lose sunrise, and then we'll go to 8. As you can see, training tilt in the middle there. I'm going to show you that in a minute because most of you have not seen it. Go through a few things on it. That is where we're going to operate from now on. So whether you're coaching, whether you're in it from here on out until further notice, we're going to use this because it works really well, even with in-person training program. It's a nice tool to have. It's a nice option we can offer. And I want to stay with it. And it's not real expensive on the Dave side to promote this. So it's worth the money. So like I said, we're going to have in-person. That's why you guys are here. We'll have remote. If anyone is doing remote training only, they're not coming to anything. Like in this training for the 5K, we have people from North Carolina, Chicago area, all the way down Columbus, all over. We have about 10, 15 people that aren't even close to Dave's. And we might have that again because some of them mentioned they really liked it and they want to keep doing it. So anyone that's doing remote training, I will handle. Okay, they will be my team, so to speak. I will keep touch with them and I will go in and out with them. That way, you only have to worry about the in-person. For people that are coming and maybe like the hybrid, some people might be a little nervous about coming right away and might come a little later. They might come and be a little off-put by the people and might not come. So I'm giving people an option. That's what we're trying to do, is allow more options for people. It's just easier for them to do that. Okay, their comfort level. And then those are the ones you'll just be tracking, are the ones that are coming up in person or doing some type of hybrid where you're at least getting some type of contact with them. The ones that are completely remote, like I said, I'll handle. Because if something happens, heaven forbid, I don't think it will, but who knows, anything can happen at this point. We can at least still go remotely, even if we have to shut down like we did in spring, MIT. We can still do a really good remote program, a little bit better than what we did at spring with just Strava. And then remember, we have new coaches coming in. We got Dennis Kennedy. He's not wearing his turtleneck today. I'm a little disappointed. We got who else? Derek and Brent Teal, Derek Jory. And I know we had one other. I don't see. Oh yeah, we have Timmy Hearns. Andre's coached before, but I haven't seen Andre in a while, but he's still alive and well, which is always good. And then, did I miss anyone else who's new? I think I got everyone else. Kind of all of you are old coaches. And Wendy up in there. I forgot Wendy. Okay, so we got some new coaches and coaches just to make sure you'll get the coaches that are doing the full gig. We'll get the 150 when we start right away, like probably next week. Towards the end of next week, I'll throw it in there. Have them do that. And then at the end, you'll get your 150 and then you get the gear and everything like that. Some coaches, this is the tiering that the bosses up above like, and they want us to keep doing that. Also with that, the sub-coaching, they're saying if you want to do the program, you have to join the program because they are, I fight for you guys when I can, but they're saying, what if one coach is a sub one time and gets $25 store credit and gets all the coaching gear? They're like, that's not really going to look good. So they're saying that, we have to either sub coaches have to pay for the gear or join the program if they want to get involved that way too. But you can come when you're subbing, obviously you do that anyway. So that's up to you guys. And it's not like you have to join. You don't have to. I know a lot of you be busy. That's why you're subbing, because you can't be there all the time. So that's why you probably are subbing and not joining. any of it anyway. If there is extra gear, that's when I'll make sure you get some of the extra gear, because I always have extra at the end, and they don't care if I do that. They just don't want me saying we're going to give everyone free gear anymore. They like to, they're trying to cut corners in there. So let's see. We'll see. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. We'll get it taken care of. All right. Now let's move on to specifics. Is there any questions on that slide, by the way, before I move on? Did that answer your question, Emily? What time we start on those days? I hope. Okay. 6:30 on the track, and then 7:30 on Saturdays. Now, if we go to your responsibilities, if you've coached before, you've seen this. I give it out every time we coach. It's just while you're at our training groups, this is what we expect from our coaches. It's nothing, serious, or not serious. It's nothing too strict or anything like that. It's just some basic things that you might not be aware of when you come to coach. And it helps everything run smoothly, and it helps keep us afloat and doing what we're doing correctly. I'm not going to read off everything. You guys can read it. I'm going to send the presentation out too. The main thing I underlined is the new thing I added. The guy that's in charge of training tilt, his name's Cam. He is working on right now. Right now, if you're in, the ones that are in it know, our chat groups aren't separated. Like, before we'd all do GroupMe or Facebook Messenger, and we could all do our own little face group in that. On this, you do get a separate group, but it still funnels into this main chat. So it'd be like all of our GroupMes and all of our Facebook Messengers got funneled into our Facebook training page, and you saw all that. I don't want that. So he's working on fixing that. So we're hopefully going to have separate chat groups for all of our groups to use on Training Tilt too, because that's the goal. The goal is to have everything run through Training Tilt. If you haven't noticed, there hasn't been a lot of chatter on the training page with the remote program, and that's because we've been doing everything on the remote program. We really don't need the Facebook training page for specific training programs anymore. It's more of a general thing, kind of like the Toledo Roadrunners page where anyone can go and post on that. That's what we're kind of doing with this page, transitioning that into more of a social page for anyone. As long as some creepers aren't trying to join it, we'll put people in there who aren't in the training programs too. So if you got a friend that wants to join the training group, it's not a closed Facebook page anymore. We're letting people in for that. Because what we are going to do is that chat group, we want to keep it there. So once Cam gets that up and running, I'm going to want the chat groups to go on Training Tilt too. I'm not going to want a Facebook Messenger or a GroupMe, because that kind of way too, I can chime in on all the groups too. I like to see if there's something you can't answer, and maybe I can answer it in a group text or chat. Just makes it a little easier for all of us. Everything else is pretty common sense stuff. Stick to the training plan, stick to the paces, meet when you're supposed to meet where you're supposed to meet. We can't have splinter groups doing different things. Then it's no longer Dave's training program. It might be Dave's training program, and then Jennifer Bolt's training program. And then when the Lad's training program is doing something different, we all have to be doing kind of the same Dave's type program. So that's kind of the thing. And obviously, since it is run by Dave's Running Shop, we promote everything Dave. So we ask you guys, when you're at our training groups, no other companies, no other promotions of things like that. We have to watch our P's and Q's there. And then we'll have the spreadsheet. All of you are familiar with that. The new guys and gals that aren't, I'll create a big spreadsheet with all of your names on it, coaches' names on it, and all the days we meet. And then I'll have a list of the sub coaches, and they'll go through. And any day you can't be there, the farther out you can plan, the better. You'll put an X behind your name for that day, and then the sub coach will see that. It's an active sheet, it's a live sheet, all of us can edit it, and then the sub coach can go in and type their initials over your X. So, if Brent Teal can't be there September 27th, the weekend, Saturday. I don't even know if it's Saturday. And then Lisa can cover for him. So she'll type in LW over Brent's X. And so Brent knows Lisa's covering for him on that day. They can kind of prepare, tell his group, hey, Lisa will be there along with you guys. So that's kind of how we do that. It works really well. It's reduced a lot of headaches for myself. And it's reduced a lot of last minute trying to find someone. Not say that we have to, sometimes we do, but it just kind of helps make it a little smoother. And now we'll get that to you this week too. And any issues with anything, training tilt, other runners, coaches come to me. I'll try to clear it up or troubleshoot as much as I can. Now the training tilt groups, yeah, there's going to be a lot of questions for the training tilt groups. I understand that. Here's what's going to happen, and I'll get into that in a second because that's a good question, Christy, and I know there's going to be more of those questions when they come up. Now, access to bathrooms at the track. That's a good question too. They will be open. They're going to open. I'm at this point. I have a pretty strong connection to the superintendent of Perrysburg, so I get a lot of little perks that other people aren't going to get out there. And he said they think they can get the bathrooms open for us. He just has to be careful of public perception. He doesn't want to make sure that we're doing things that really shouldn't be going on. So I'm following whatever he says. And right now they think they're going to be able to open the restrooms for us and all that stuff. So right now that's a go. Again, could change. Like the lady that does all the scheduling says she's waiting last minute. She'll let me know things like probably a Friday before we start, just to let you guys know that too. Questions on any of that? That's kind of our basic guidelines for all you new coaches. You probably want to look at it a little closer than all of the people that come here in and out all the time. They already know the ins and outs a little better. I'll keep my fingers crossed in the bathroom anyway. I'm hoping for it too because I usually need a bathroom every once in a while. All right, now here's the big thing. Here's going to take up some of our time, and I'm losing time here. All right, Training Tilt platform. It's a fully operational online platform. It's a one-stop hub for everything. We do all of it on there. It even has an app you put on your phone. Training Tilt. His app is still in the works. He's like adding things to this. This is how new this is. He's only doing this a few years now, and that's his like specialty though. That's what he graduated with and all that stuff. I don't know. It's too complicated for me to know. All of us are going to be on there. You're going to have access to every single athlete. You'll be able to see your athlete. We'll create groups, and I'll be creating all that, putting them in there. That's my job, is to put them all in there for you. The calendar is the biggest thing. Okay, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in a second. Here, let's just do that now. Bring that over here so you can kind of see what it looks like. All right, this is one of our people. This is Joan. She is in my group. You can see this is her calendar. Here's this week, and it has all of her days in green that she's done so far. And this is her upcoming week right here. You can see has everything she's going to do here. This day is a fartlek. Tuesday is walking. Wednesday is rest. It's not too small, is it? Can you guys read those things on your computer screen? Yeah. Okay. Good. And then a fartlek, and then rest and walking. She's in the beginner program with me. She's part of my team. And then the race at the end, the virtual 4 mile for Jeep. And you can see here, she's does a lot of different things. She'll walk in that too, and she'll put those activities on there. But what they do is, like, she had to do a 5-minute run, 1-minute walk. Okay? And this is what it looks like. You'll go to it has little tabs across here too. In the plan section, I have all these workouts already made in a library. So I just drop them in a plan. So you can see here it's explained for them. What 1, 2, 5-minute warm-up walk. Here's what you're going to do for the fartlek, and then a 5-minute walk cool down. And then she goes to the tab. She can make comments. Okay. Now, since it's a remote training program, that's kind of what we've been feeding off of, the main thing. Now, you guys are going to be coaching people. You guys are going to be there with the in-person people. I'm not too worried about you guys doing that. That's not why I brought you guys in. The remote program we did. We would go through each athlete that was participating and comment and see how they're doing and check in on them on their workout days. It's kind of what I was doing, their main workout days. But you see here, she gives me her comments, how she's doing, and then I write a little bit back, and you can save it and all that. It syncs right here to her Garmin, or Strava, one or the other, so I can see all of her stats right here, where she ran, everything she did, heart rate, all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool. I get to see what her stats look like on Garmin, or if it was Strava, you see what Strava gives you. Not as much as Garmin, obviously. So then I can comment a little bit more if I want to on how she did more. But like I said, you guys are just going to be doing the more of the in-person stuff, the Saturday running the track. It's not a full-time job for you guys. This is just something we're kind of doing on the side here for fun, helping people running that. That's why I'll handle the remote training, because I'll be commenting on them, giving them feedback and stuff like that. So I'll handle everyone who's doing remote training only. But that's how that works. The calendar looks like that when she's filling it out. Let me go to one of my people who haven't done anything. I have a few who kind of fallen off the wagon, so to speak. So I'll show you what a calendar looks like, just plain, kind of. I have access to everyone's sides. They turn red if you don't do the workout after you do it. Red's bad. But anyway, you can see here how it's just all mapped out for them. So even if they want, and they can move days, like I can grab a day and drag it somewhere else. If I have to switch days even, I put it over there. I could put it back to here. It's pretty nice how it is able to do that. So that's the main thing that everyone likes to do. And the calendar's on the app, which is a big deal. Okay. So that's another thing that's important, is that. Now, besides that, I'm going to run through a few other things. If we go here, see, like, here's our chat. And that shows on the calendar when it's completed and all that. You're not going to have to really worry too much about that. You see the chats here, and this is what you want to do. And you can see how people are commenting back and forth. But even when I'm in here, you can see me. To the right of my name, it says Virtually Distanced Runners. That's the name of my group, my team, Virtually Distanced Runners. And if I scroll down, you can see Jody's group right here, Essential Runners, next to her name on the right. We're posting in our own group, but it gets fed into this overall chat. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. Because as you can see, stuff in your group will get buried quickly, especially when we have more groups. So we want to keep them separate. We still want to have a main chat so we can all chat with one another, but we want to keep it separate. So, if Andre wants to say, hey, here's what we're doing today, gang. We're going to do this pace. We're doing these many. And then all of a sudden, someone from another group isn't like, that's way too fast for me. Well, yeah, you're not in this group. So that's why we want to keep the group separate too, is to avoid confusion. So that's the chat component. Just a few other things. I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to go to a couple other cool things that we have here. We have a videos section where we'll be posting videos. This is where I'll post the weekly Zoom videos. You can see I posted Dana and Jeff's videos. Any other videos we think are relevant, these are just a few, there are more. We'll post those too. So we got a space to post all videos. We have a space to post recipes. I wasn't even messing with this, but Linda was begging me to. Linda's like, come on, I'll do it. So people started sending her recipes. And so Linda just started putting up all these recipes. So she said she would do that for us. Now, she's not going to cook them, okay? But she will. If you got a good recipe for her, she can. I asked her because she's already been doing it, so she probably knows it more than I do right now. She'll post them up here. So people can go through and do these recipes too. It's just something, these little neat things that are in here for people to do. And then just one quick other thing. We have a file section. And that's where we'll put like pace charts, the actual plan, the hard copy of the plan if they want to download it and print it, the dynamic warm-ups you see, the coupons that they can use at the store. So a lot of the things that I'll send as an attachment in an email will go in here now. That's what I mean. We can do pretty much everything in here at this point. So I'm sub coaches will be in Training Tilt too. You'll be in there, and I'll probably put you in every group that you said you could pace for. That way you can kind of keep an eye on things. It's not a big deal to throw you in there. It's easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of you in there. I'm going to give all of you access to this sometime this week when I can get around to it. That way you have a week to kind of go through it, tinker with it, look at the calendar, see what's out there, and just see how it works. That'll hopefully help you out a little bit, see how that goes. Okay, but that is that platform. We're going to have questions as we go through it. Yes, the groups, we'll have to make groups. That's why I'm going to send out a little thing to ask people what pace group do you think you'll be in? You know, what do you think you'll do with that? What do you think you'll do here? And I'm going to try to put people in groups right away, and I can switch them if I have to, if that makes sense. So if I have to switch someone later, I can switch them. But at least they'll be in a group right away, because that's what we need, kind of part of it. The other reason we need to have people in groups right away is for safety. I need to know how many people are in each group and what groups I can put on the track at the same time, and space out maybe different areas of the track and things like that, and what group might be too big and I might have to break up a little bit. We have to be careful of that. And one thing on the training tilt calendar I forgot to mention that I want to mention, but I don't know if I'll get to it. Anyway, no, I lost it. Oh, it's okay. I won't worry about it right now. We'll worry about it later. But anyway, there's a spot on the calendars where it tells them there's a CN and an AN. And when they sync their calendar day or manually enter it, they can manually enter it or sync their Garmin or Strava up to it. There'll be a CN, a little square CN in the bottom left corner, or AN. That's athlete's notes. That means they've checked in, saved it, commented, did something. The CN then is when we would go in and comment or something and then save it, and it'll say CN for coach's notes. Again, you're not going to have to worry about that much. You might want to delve into some people if you're worried about someone and see what they're doing and comment. That's totally up to you. Yeah, so we'll go past that now. All right. Go to the track days real quickly. So we're going to have four track groups, 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. We're going to have 10 pace groups. We're going to break the 4 track group. We're going to break the 10 pace groups up into 4 track groups. That's why I need to know numbers, because obviously 4 is easily divisible into 10. So I might, there'll be an extra group here and there, and that will be number driven. So obviously the 3 lowest groups will probably be on the track at the same time, and then another of the 3 lowest groups will be on the track at the same time, and then I can break it down the rest of the way or something like that. So we're going to do it that way. Now, if we get a lot of people, I might have to break it down into we get the track, your group gets the track every other week. So if we had like 250 to 300 people, your group might be on the track every other week, because we have to break it down like Bowling Green. Except Bowling Green, we can't do two different start times because of daylight. So it would be, 1 week would be group 1, 1 week would be group. You can kind of see it in the pace chart there, or in the slide, how it would break it down. But then you would get to the track every other week. It'd still be the same day, but it would just be every other week, because you would still do a workout with your group on that day. You'd just be over at Fallen Timbers, or maybe doing the hill over at the monument, doing that loop we would do in the fall, something like that. So you will still do the workout. It just depends on the numbers on if we can get to the track every week, Tuesday or Thursday, or if we have to go every other week, Tuesday or Thursday. So that will be numbers driven, just to be safe. I'll let you know that too as the numbers come in. Right now, it looks like we won't have to do that, but if we do, I'll let you know. When we're on the track, though, one thing I have to stress: don't want groups intermingling. The main reason for that is if something were to happen with a group, like let's say, Tina's group, they have a breakout. A couple people are COVID, and we have to trace them. We have to trace them back. At least it's only just that group they have to go through. It's not like, the whole training program now has to be traced and maybe has to be gone for 10 days. And maybe just Tina, group would have to sit out for a little while until they figure it out. So that's why I'm asking groups not to intermingle when they're on the track. It's kind of tough, I know, because we all know each other. But if we can just at least stay somewhat separated when we're on the track, and we'll have markers and have a layout for people that's just smarter that way, just to keep everyone a little bit separated better. All right, and we're going to have different starting spots on the track. Not everyone's going to start at the same spot. That way, they'll keep you separated. Okay, a little easier. All right, long run. This is going to be the big one. If I get cut off, because I already see it's 8 o'clock and I got to about 8:08, I'll email you the rest. I'll do the best I can. We're going to have 10 sites. I already have all the permits for everything. We're going into the parks this time because we're only bringing, one group at each site. So I don't see more than 20 to 25 people in one group. I don't see that happening in any group. So we have 2 coaches, and I told the parks we can separate into pods if you want us to, into groups of 10 to 12. And they're like, yeah, that's what we'd like you to keep that, because that's kind of the rule they're trying to follow in the park, that we can do that. We can keep socially distant. We'll have masks on, before we run and after we run, and all that good stuff. And I listed everything there. The 10 sites are right there. We even have a backup site, the new Cannonball Prairie Park. That's an option too. They're giving us a permit for that. No guests. We can't have people showing up on Saturdays that aren't in the program. One, that could take us over the number, make us look bad. Two, they aren't agreeing to our terms of because everyone's going to get a questionnaire to fill out, and there's a letter of understanding of what we're asking everyone to do. And it's nothing different than you've probably been seeing online from us. It's just a little more specific. And we're going to do the 7:30 a.m. meeting time. We're not taking anything. That's why when you meet at your site, you won't have to worry about water. You won't have to worry about anything like that. The only thing we have to think about, and we're going to have to brainstorm on that. I've been thinking about it, and that's what's next is, Saturday courses. I don't know if we're going to be able to come up with a course each week. I would love to have a